Everything okay? Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. Tuesday, the 8th of July. Nice, nice, nice. Oh, actually, I'm on the wrong screen. Here we go. So, long to short ratio. We have had a few longs coming in the last day, but we are still 59% short. And if we have a look at the um, retail to top traders, we're still, retail is still 60% short, and the top traders are still 58.5% long. So let's just put that on maybe the 12 hour to just get a slightly better read, possibly. Yeah, it's reading the same. So yeah, we still have like a massive divergence. I think someone just posted something in the Bitcoin chat saying that retail is still shorting and like institutions and top traders are still longing. So we've still got that nice divergence between retail and institutions, which is nice to see. Definitely keep an eye on this to see if we do get up to 50-50, especially if we break down towards 106k. It'll be interesting, or 105. It'll be interesting to see if the long to short ratio does go towards 50-50. But yeah, for now, we have taken some of the local liquidity that we were talking about yesterday. Let's just put this on a weekly. But there is a decent amount just below at like 107. So 107 could be a potentially a decent long. Kind of looks like we're trying to make a new high now after double bottoming this. But yeah, there's also a decent amount of confidence that 107k could be potential bounce as well. Um, yeah, that's is there any? If we go slightly higher time frame. There's also, I believe, yeah, there's a lot down here at 10, 103, 104 as well. And then to the upside, it's just very, very thick at 111k as well. In terms of the order book, not really too much to go off here. There has been a few longs that got hit a few hours ago just down here. That's 490. That's actually a lot of Bitcoin, near 1,000 Bitcoin longs, and we are currently above the node on the hourly time frame. So interesting to see that as well. In the local stuff, yeah, that looks like it got hit. That got hit. That got hit. Those all got hit. So definitely very interesting. To the upside, we've got some stuff in place up here, like 109, 110, but it's not really. It's not that big as well. Not too big. Not too big. Nothing too crazy up there. But yeah, I kind of just want to get into the charts today and talk about some of the things that are actually shaping up still from the Pro 6 post. There's still some things that look actually quite good, and some things that maybe don't look as good. But yeah, let me just go over to Bitcoin. So very locally, we have made a new low off here, and we do have a low high now. So potentially, the weekly open might be a decent like head short, especially if we come down to the Q3 or even in the stupid pocket at like 106. But yeah, it'll be interesting to see if we take the liquidity at 107 that we were just looking at, which is also the Q3 level and the 618 from this recent fib pool, and then yeah, 105.8, 105.9 is around the AA6. So definitely a couple interesting levels there. I think also Max did those two similar levels as the bounce post as well. So yeah, interesting to see that on Bitcoin. Not too much change, to be honest. Not too much at all. But ETH is actually looking slightly better than Bitcoin. We did bull div on the hourly, and yeah, it's just holding a little bit slightly better, especially this recent low in this area of support. It's still looking a little bit precarious, but yeah, I'm definitely looking to long this. I've got some bids set. Not really too much change from yesterday, to be honest, there, and that's obviously making ETH Bitcoin hold slightly better as well. But for ETH Bitcoin to really start looking really good, it doesn't look too bad at the moment because we have gained this. But if we can gain June, whew, it's gonna be looking quite rampy for altcoins. But yeah, that's the real quick one. So Pepe did get hit over the weekend in the long zone. And yeah, we got hit around here from a decent amount of orders, like not too much, not too crazy, and we can't currently are above the Q3, which is quite nice. So I de-risked a bit of my trade somewhere around this area, just to get a little bit out, and so I can like move my stop a little bit tighter. And yeah, I'm just gonna leave the rest in to see if we can like gain this weekly open and start squeezing up to the Q4, which is when I'll take a little bit more profit off it. But that's nice. Like we pretty much hit three really good trades on Pepe. I mean, this is not this trade hasn't fully played out yet, but we've hit a few good trades on Pepe in a row, like literally three now. So it's quite nice to see, and yeah, it's just kind of middling at the moment. I'm going to keep it in. We are bear diving on the 4 hour, but we haven't lost anything. The structure still looks quite nice potentially, and yeah, if we can gain like this recent high, if we can gain this and the Q4, it's gonna start looking really good to squeeze up into June and potentially get a pop up there. That'll look really nice. But yeah, I'm in that. Popcat actually just very very recently hit. So this looks like it's trying to bull div on the 4 hour. We do have a bull div on the retail stablecoin demand as well. And let's just check what the combination band is. Yes, we have got a W reversal in the combination band. So this is potentially looking interesting. I am in a long just because I had a few orders hit. I mean, I think I had pretty much all of my orders hit on that wick down into the band. So I'm just going to make sure my stop is maybe around 2.7. And if it double bottoms and wicks me out and reverses, then it is what it is. But yeah, that's actually something that is still potentially alive for a trade if anyone's looking interested in something. Yeah, it's not looking too bad at the moment. Definitely, obviously, in between like Q3, the weekly open, and up here is going to be an area where I'm going to take a large amount of profit. Yeah, that hit quite quick as well. So if we do see a little bit of a further breakdown on Bitcoin, this is probably going to go down a little bit further because other things like Sui, for example, have barely moved. And if Bitcoin does come down a little bit further, this is going to do that and then come into the long zone as well. So some of the ones that did get hit already, for example, like Popcat, uh, it's looking okay now. I'm in the long on 3x cross because of the orders that I had set, but yeah, I'm going to be a little bit cautious with the trade just because Bitcoin could potentially see like 106, which would break the price down lower, and then all the other alts that haven't hit yet will potentially come into their buy zones. So I'm not really that bothered, to be fair. Fartcoin, I think, really just touched it. So literally just touched the 786 right now, and it's currently holding above June. Yeah, I could see this maybe doing one more to the Q4 and to the combination band and the 786, but I mean, if anyone was managed to catch like a little bit on the 786, then yeah, we are kind of wicking and failing the daily open at the moment, which isn't great to see. So yeah, just be careful that we could maybe do one more down into like, sorry, not down there, into the Q4 and the 886 down here on some of these coins that have already got hit on some of the trades that I laid out. But yeah, I mean, I'm happy to accumulate more of this. And it still looks like it's in a relative uptrend on the 4 hour, which is nice. We're getting quite oversold on the oscillator, on the 4 hour oscillator. We're getting some bull div on the retail stablecoin demand as well. So yeah, not looking too bad, at least for it to maybe have a little pop up into the weekly in the Q3 open. Which yeah, I'll be de-risking my trades a lot if that were to happen. Hype looked like it was losing its Q3, and it also looked like it was gaining it back here. This thing does fake out quite a lot, but yeah, has since seen 37, which is what I was talking about on the update in the altcoin channel. But yeah, this is another one that's, I mean, I'm just happy to accumulate whenever we get slightly lower levels. If we do get back down into say maybe like a little bit lower, probably around here, 35. 35.6, 37, 36.6-ish, then I might consider loading up a little bit more, but I have a nice 3x trade on this anyway, so kind of just want to keep it going, keep it rolling. Again, like I talked about Sui, still waiting for that. Still waiting for ETH as well, still kind of holding quite well. What else is potentially looking quite decent? Yeah, Injector is kind of bearishly retesting these levels. It is potentially in a zone for Stu Belong down here, but I'm not sure about those bearish retests at the moment. In terms of everything else, yeah, I mean, you could just wait for some other levels to hit. So Doge, we actually got a new one. So let's move these. Let's keep it at that low, actually. And see if we can potentially get a hit down in here on Doge. But I do think Doge is potentially a good coin that I might want to build a lot on as well for a potential rise in the old altcoins. But yeah, that's kind of the rundown of some of the trades that got hit. I am in something else as well. What was it? I think it was Goat is still looking potentially quite interesting. Yeah, so this really kind of needs to bounce quite soon. Otherwise, it runs the risk of going all the way down to the lows, like down here. I am in the long, and I'm probably gonna put quite a tight stop on in case this like double bottoms, literally around there. I didn't actually manage to get anything off this trade up here, which is really annoying because now I'm basically at break even, or actually my orders were on the wick, so I'm not break even on it yet. But again, I do have some other things, like some other shitties that I've just got some orders on. So one is like Chill Guy. Um, which is nearly about to fail its Q3 and potentially come down into the pocket. This has actually kind of risen up a little bit. But I do have some orders set just around the 786 just in case it were to hit. Another one is like Moodang. I'm not sure if anyone likes trading these sort of stuff. That's actually not the right chart, is it? Or is it? This is actually holding quite well for some reason. Okay, master. I mean, let me just draw a new one. This would actually have to come down quite a ways, but yeah, the Q3 in between the Q3 and the 886, sorry, the 786 is definitely an area of interest potentially as well on Moodang. But yeah, kind of just waiting for those other ones. Popcat did the move already. Pepe also did the move even earlier than Popcat actually last weekend and saw a decent bounce. But yeah, if we do start falling like a little bit lower, then a lot of these other coins are going to come down into the buy zones quite nicely. So yeah, kind of chilling on that front. Other than that, I'm not particularly looking at anything else. Still kind of waiting for a lot of things to happen. So that looks like it's on its last legs here, render. So yeah, if anyone's got anything they find interesting, want me to look at, feel free to share it in the chat. I know that actually Bonk actually just already just flew. Yeah, this just absolutely flew. This is potentially looking like it wants to pull back quite soon, but it's not really broken down yet. Hmm. Potentially going to squeeze up a little bit higher. Maybe might look quite decent for a short, especially if we get some sort of breakdown and then like a push up into there. Definitely something that I'm looking at. I think all my orders just completely missed on that. And there was also like Nero, but I'm not really a big fan of this, whatever this is. Again, there's another quite easy area that we are potentially coming down to. And I like that the Q3 is untested and comes in exactly at the 786. So that's actually coming quite close. But this one's not really as good because the range is to the low is really, really big. Really, really big on that. So yeah, I might have to do some sort of like tight stop below the 786, below the Q3, because if we do drop that, I don't really want to stomach a 10% drop to the lows and just stay in the trade. I'd rather use my capital for something else. But yeah, let me have a look at the chat. Bonk is the next sender. Yeah, I mean, it already sent. I actually had my orders set on Bonk, and it just completely sent. So I am long on Pepe though, and I am long on Popcat. And I do have orders on like I'm also long on Goat on all the wigs, and then I do have orders on like Chill Guy, Mudeng, just in case they were to drop down into those levels. By the way, I'm only trading on 3x cross maxed. Some of them even 2x is like enough. But yeah, please check Jack Love the trenches for real. The trenches are fun, especially if you trade on low leverage. So the you really need to be careful with some of these coins because they can just wick to the lows, and if you're if you're on if you're on too high leverage, you're going to get stopped, and then the coin's going to send like 30-40%. But yeah, it's quite fun to trade on because Hyperliquid is. I specifically use Hyperliquid for 3x cross now, or even 2x cross on some shit. So I've literally just been pulling fibs and putting 3x cross orders in the 786 to 886 level, where the combination band lines up with support, and I'm just gonna like let it cook really. When leads Popcat for what I've seen, zoom out on Bonk, Big W equation. I suppose trade spot on Duke, fuck Lev, trenches are enough for me. Yeah, true, bro, for real. You don't even need leverage really, but yeah, 2 3x is I can stomach 3x, especially if the setup is right. Yeah, so Bonk's actually seen a really nice move and created some overlapping support on the Q2 level. I actually had these two levels charted out from ages ago, which was the initial support. What I'm seeing right now is the combination band curve up and probably come up around here, around the Q3 open, which is, I believe, untested at the moment. And also, I'm seeing the top one go straight around here with the oscillator in highly overbought territory. So I'm not saying it's going to do it yet, but this is potentially an area where you're going to see a pullback. If you see a breakdown on the 1 hour, the 4 hour lower time frames, definitely you could look for a short. And then what could happen is we're going to see a full retrace to the Q3 possibly, which would kind of line up with that, maybe somewhere in here. And the combination band's going to go like that. So that's what I'm thinking on Bonk. It does look very sendy at the moment. It is not breaking down yet, but I just think this looks potentially like it's going to squeeze a little bit higher and then maybe fail. But I mean, you need to wait for a breakdown first, and yeah, you obviously wouldn't long it there. But if it does come back down, I would definitely be interested to potentially long this, and even if it does try to see some local breakdowns, it could definitely hold here or like really bullishly in here. But yeah, I do. It does look quite sendy on the daily though. It's just obviously hitting resistance in here, uh, and that means it could probably go down and do a higher low, and then get the real send towards the yearly open. Maybe like that could even take a month or two. We really don't know, or like a month. Who knows? Because it could literally do this before it does this, and then does a higher low, like messes around and then does that and then fucking does that. But yeah, I like it. I tried to get along on this, but it just literally just sent. So I think I tried to get along on the Q3. Yeah, I had loads of orders set in here, and it literally just went like this. But I like that. When he said when leads Popcat. So let's have a look at when. Ooh, that's some controlled selling right there. That is looking potentially very interesting. It obviously needs to do a couple things first for it to change its trend. Yeah, it's just come all the way back down into support here. We also have the combination band coming in around the Q2, which is quite interesting. You want to see this hold this level, really. Where's my ray? You kind of just want to see this bit hold right there, right, pretty much where we are right now. You want to see this hold. Bonk Eco Launchpad just flipped Pump Fund. Trenches have moved to Bonk Eco. Bonk also going to burn 1 trillion tokens and 1 million holders. That's coming up next. What is when? I have no idea what when is, to be honest, bro. Is that an NFT marketplace? This is the first time I've actually looked at when, bro. When? Oh, I think it's another shitcoin. I can see it by its. It looks like a cat. It looks like a cat. Damn, that's ultra wrecked on a higher time frame. Um, yeah, Pump Fund's fucking dead. It was always a scam. I think they're having like a token launch or some shit. It's like gonna be the exit liquidity, fucking whatever. I never really cared for Pump Fund as well, to be honest. But yeah, another thing that potentially is bearishly retesting its daily and its Q3 is AVAX. And if it were to drop this level, it will come down into the buy zone where in between the 786 and the 886, if we can get a hold of the 886 and the combination band, potentially could like look quite good for a decent long as well. But yeah, it's kind of just patiently waiting for some of these setups to hit and taking my time with the market at the moment. I would like to get into some positions that I can easily sleep on and just leave in the meantime while hopefully the market just does its thing. Again, another one, RV, looks like it wants to come down and potentially maybe even come back down into the pocket. Yep, it's a shitcoin. Trading stock, a little bit of stock, but it looks good. It's not looking amazing yet, but it's definitely at support. So if you were looking to buy some of that on spot, then yeah, you're right. It's in the load up area for sure. What else have we got going on? We got what's Trio doing? Trio looks like it's starting to step ladder actually a little bit. Interesting. Did I already go over like Moodeng? I probably did. It's kind of holding quite well. What's Goat doing for my Goat trade? Oh yeah, we already looked at this. It's literally just on the level where it needs to kind of bounce from right now. Yeah, not too much else going on. I mean, there are going to be a few setups here and there, but in general, I think it's just an area to potentially be patient at. And if some of your levels get hit, get into some low leverage positions and just chill for the rest of the summer. I mean, like, it's looking like we're crabbing a little bit at the moment. Tia potentially, it looks like it's trying to change its trend a little bit. I mean, we've got some resistance just coming in right here, right there. But we do have some higher highs and higher lows. So, I mean, it still looks a little bit dead though because the coin it just looks horrible. But yeah, is anyone looking at anything in particular? And we'll also have a look at it. Yeah, when I mean, it does look like it's in some sort of like grindy down accumulation when coins do that. But yeah, like I said, you kind of want to see it wait to gain something. Bonk. Bonk needs to gain that high. Like I would not be longing Bonk right here. But I do like the whole narrative around it, especially as pump funds going completely under. It's like if we do grind up a little bit higher, we're gonna get a close above here, and then we'll probably like reverse it and have a pullback even to here, either to here or even in the pocket, which would be really nice. That looks organic as well. I like that organicness. When USDT, what is this? This is not even on a perpetual contract, is it? Only on Gate and L Bank. Yeah, I mean this is in a giga retrace pocket. Like I said, like you really want to hold this high here and this low here, where the support box is. So you kind of want to see something like that, and then you long, and then it will like squeeze up into here. But before you get that, you'll probably get like a blowout candle, and then like hopefully like a regain. Also, on the 4 hour, we are still heavily in a downtrend. Oh, lag. Giga lag. But yeah, that also looks like a downwards channel, which, yeah, I mean, we've been in a downwards channel the whole fucking time, but downwards channel on support in the Giga Stuba pocket, I mean, it doesn't really need to do much to change this trend, especially if this is the double bottom and it makes a new high from here, that'll be it. New high, bang, you can long the low. So, really, definitely one to watch. Definitely one to watch. But yeah, I am enjoying the trenches just because like Hyperliquid, they have a whole set like part for like just shit coins and like meme coins and stuff. So if you trade on low leverage, it's quite nice to just flick through, set some fibs, set some orders, and just be like, okay, one day you might just get hit on something and be like randomly like 20% up. like I am with Pepe and Goat, and hopefully with Popcat as well. Yeah, like I said, if Bitcoin wants to go a little bit lower, then these aren't going to be the best entries. We'll probably see something like a rejection and then like all the way down into here. If Bitcoin does decide to want to go a little bit lower, but I think like I'm in it because I set the orders and it's wicked into all of them. So I got a nice entry price on this shit, like, and this as well. It's like somewhere down here. We just need to see like something like that. Bang. And yeah, we're gonna be Gucci. Gucci living. Fartcoin, yeah, again, really just nicked the level. The 786. Excuse me. I'm mostly chilling on the sidelines at the moment. Got some bids down low on some coins in case there's a bigger pullback before I launch, but otherwise, I'm just patiently waiting for higher probability swing trades on Bitcoin. Been stung way too many times from alts the past few months. Do they have a fart? Do they have Fartcoin on hyperliquid? Yes, that's where I trade it pretty much. I'm in like 3x cross on Fartcoin. I've just been accumulating it in between 90 cents and a dollar, and I have quite a lot of conviction in that, which is why I'm on 3x cross with no stop. I'm mega bullish on Fartcoin for when altcoin season hits. Exactly, me too. I mean, like Fartcoin and hype. I've been saying this for like maybe like 2 weeks now, and I'm obviously I look at other altcoins for potential setups that I can just like 5x isolate a little swing trade here and there. But in terms of actually accumulating, like for example, like spot or like a large low leverage trade, like for cross, there's just nothing else that I really want to accumulate. Because if I look at something like say someone asked me like what do you think of FET or like Injective, like yeah I do, I own bags of them, but like why would I want to sink money more capital in them when I don't know if alt season's here yet? But I am very confident on Fartcoin and hype just because of the way their charts have been performing, and it's just like every time I think about another coin, like or like someone says like what do you think about this, I'm just like yeah it could be, but then why don't I just buy more hype off Fartcoin? Like why don't I honestly just accumulate more? So I got a large portion of it just like over here. But like obviously we are still low key in a downtrend. But yeah, I'm quite bullish. I don't mind accumulating more in between 90 and a dollar. And then yeah, in the near term, like there just is a setup here from obviously making higher highs and higher lows from this low here. Higher high, higher low, higher high, higher low, higher high, maybe a higher low, maybe it gets rejected here. I'm in the. I mean, if you long here and you take profit here, even if it does get rejected, you're basically chilling. And if it gets rejected, you get the chance to accumulate again down here at like 95 cents, which is pretty much where my entry price is on my 3x cross trade. Same thing with like Harpcoin. Hype is just look at the chart and you're just like, well, why would I buy anything else? Like, it just looks sendy, doesn't it? Also, so like this did it on the daily time frame. So we had a high. Oh, why am I lagging so much? Wait, hold on. Is the stream okay? We obviously have the high, we have the low, then we had the big retest with a huge wick. So I'm actually quite happy I didn't run a stop on this because I probably maybe would have got wicked out on this low. And then it just looks like it wants to just squeeze up at some point, to be honest. Just Giga Sendy. I want to accumulate the most. Again, so like I'm not obviously I obviously will still take some other setups. So like I do have some orders set on Sui, and the reason why I have some orders set on Sui is just because uh, the coin's just quite powerful and quite hot at the moment, and the trade just looks quite nice to me. But yeah, in terms of like accumulating a large trade, Farcoin and hype, baby. That's what we all about. Like stuff like render, I'm still like quite a fan of, but yeah. And then if I'm trying to like actually make percentage, this is why I'm just setting orders on stuff like Popcat and Chill Guy and Mudeng and stuff, because if we do get an alt season, they're just gonna send super hard, super quick, and then it will just be over, like in the blink of an eye. When everyone catches on, it will just be like nearly done. Everyone will be buying tops and shit. So like Pepe's kind of done what you want to see on Popcat now. So we got the wick in, we got the retest, bang. Had a nice little moon up to like this level. Have since come back down and held the Q3 and this retest. Now what we want to see is we want to see a little bit of arcing up to the high. If I go back to Popcat, that's exactly what we want to see here. We want to see a bang, a retest, and then like something like that. That's where Popcat is now. But yeah, there's potentially some other things that don't look bad, like for example AVAX, but I'm not as keen on them. There's definitely a lot of opportunity right now, just as long as you're quite patient with it. Definitely need to be a little bit patient with it. But yeah. What's it? Has anyone got any other like shitties that are good? I mean, it doesn't have to be shitties, but anything that they're potentially looking at that I don't look at all the time because I do want to. I mean, we could go through. Oh, Bohm. What's happening with Bohm? I do like this as well. Again, another thing that probably you could have caught some nice trades on. One, two. I mean, right there you got one. From here to here, you got one, and then from here to there, you got two. This first one was really good because it hit that and made a new high of 20%. Like that is fucking sick. That's really nice. Actually, just look quickly. What was I? What was I on? I was on Bohm, wasn't I? Just look quickly at this as well on the daily. Yeah, not really too much going on there, to be honest. What's happening with Aptos? I haven't actually looked at this in ages. I haven't looked at any of these in ages. Aptos, Arb. Mm, hanging on for dear life there. H bar, Algorand. That doesn't look very good though, does it? No, no, no. I don't want you. I don't want you either. I don't really have that many shit coins on here. Actually, I might have some shit coins on this. So we got Whiff. Oh yeah, Whiff. And we got Floki as well. So what's happening with Whiff? I haven't actually checked this in a while as well. Yeah, we look like we're failing our July Q3 and our June at the moment. Interesting. Got the daily combination band coming in around this low, which hasn't been tested yet. Let's just do a nice big daily stube on this just for now. Oh, I mean, I guess that's already hit, to be honest. That already hit there. Let's go on the 4 hour. Again, probably from here to here, you could have hit a nice trade right there. Bang. That's the sort of thing that I like looking at. Is like a back test which makes a new high, and then I'll long the test of that in the pocket. Bang. Perfect. Textbook stuff. I've got Ponky. Let's have a look at Ponky. Did a full test of this swing, full on test. Currently holding above this. We've got the swing high there, which is also the low here where we're finding resistance. That's all right. Yeah, we're in between that area. That's not looking too bad actually. If we just go to the 4 hour, we look like we're making higher highs and higher lows just about. But again, it's kind of penning out here. What about Floki? That looks like it's at resistance. It has done a bullish backtester there quite nicely. If that fails there, you could take that all the way down to the Q3 and long this fair value gap there. That would be quite nice. There's also bear diving as well. Here. Sorry, there and there. That's quite cool because I like that you could make two plays on this. You get the breakdown there, short, bang, take it down in here, bang, long, and then you get the bounce. That's nice. I like that on Floki. That's probably something that I actually haven't seen. We've also got Sundog here, and we got. I mean, we got Brett. Does anyone like Brett? Again, it's kind of going sideways. You kind of need to wait for something a little bit more substantial. We do have some overlapping support here where the 4 hour combination band comes in. Potentially looking like it's going to fail its weekly open or Q3 and then maybe hit into there, which could be a decent place for a long. Could be. Yeah, we kind of just rattled through a few things there. Grass, haven't looked at this in ages. Oh, we also got like peanut. Nah. What's that? 192. Nah. Narrow ETH. Oh, okay, so this is alright. This is alright. I think I might have some orders set on this. This is on the 786. Okay. First is on the 786. We've got the combination band coming around the 886. Okay, potentially could drop a little bit more. We've got a lot of overlapping support and the combination band around the June level in the 886. So if this comes back up and bearishly retest a level and does one more, that could be a juicy, juicy, juicy something. What's the range on this? I mean, oof, not bad, not bad, not bad, not bad, not bad at all. You're definitely going to get like a Giga Chadwick and then probably like that off there if it does hit. Just might take a little while. I quite like that actually. That's something that tickles my fancy a little bit. There's an alert on there. Casper. There's Cas, right? Cas. Let's do spot crypto cap. Casper. So okay. This has also done a full daily Stuba retrace. Right onto the 86. So we've done that already. Nice. We also got the low exactly where, if I do a vertical line, exactly where we bull dived and got the change in the combination band. We got the low, sorry, the retail stablecoin demand, which is quite cool to see. If we go down to the 4 hour, let's have a look at this. Yeah, we've got the bands going very, very straight. This is potentially means that a major move is coming soon. Oh, why did it do that? Looks a bit tired in the very, very local structure. Looks a little bit tired, unfortunately. We are creating some nice support on the 4 hour here. I mean, if you start losing this, it's potentially an area to short back down into here or here. But right now, we've done some really nice regains off here. So you kind of want to see these lows hold. And yeah, I did just pull a local one from here to here. Whoops. I did just pull a very local Fibonacci from there to there. It looks like we did get a bounce off the first one. Yeah, it's not looking too bad. It potentially looks like it's accumulating sideways. I'd say that this low is very important, which has already been tested twice. So potentially, if you get a third one and hold it, you could long it and then short anywhere in between that and that, or you could even Stuba the weekly and just cover both sides on this. But it might just do something like this for a little bit and just like wreck like both sides are going to get wrecked here, and then just like there's going to be so much liquidity around June and then down here as well. I might just go not bad, not bad, not bad, not bad. Yeah, so if you look at the hourly, there's probably two things here. There's a long of the low, or this low, from back here, and there's a short potentially of the weekly open. Don't worry too much about this as the midpoint inflection. Meh, kind of neither here nor there on that. What's this dog thing? Dog USDT. Lol. Doesn't look bad. Potentially something forming on this dog USDT. I don't know what this is. I think it's just another shitcoin, but let's take it from the low. We've got a nice cluster of support in here. even down to the Q3 open. Has that been tested? Where is that open from? That's from there. Okay. That has been tested and regained there. Nice. That's possible. He's bear diving massively on the 4 hour. What's the daily saying on this? Oof, actually. That's why you always gotta check the daily charts, bro. Yeah. That's starting to look a little bit tired. Meh. What else we got? Mew. Yo, look at all these shit coins I got here. I don't even really want to look at Mew like that. I think I've been rattling off for a while, so yeah. Does anyone have anything else, or I probably got to end it there because it's been. Let me see how long I've been recording for. 51 minutes. I do want to keep these recordings under an hour, so yeah. I guess we'll just look at like one more thing. Maybe like Mog. Nah, not Mog. Maybe Beam. So Beam on the daily looks like it wants to squeeze higher into the Q2. If you manage to get a daily close above that, that'll be really good because then you could pull a fib from that high to this low, especially on the 4 hour. It'll look even better from there or something, and you'll get a nice pocket that you could potentially long. Wait, let me just take all that off and just look at this on the 4 hour. Yeah, that's a nice regain there. That's a good low. That's a good low with a lot of support. That didn't quite make it down. I don't really like that too much, to be honest. There's some other things that I've seen that are slightly a little bit better. Oh, I used to trade this 1,000 sats. This is a shitty coin. I used to scout this out on really low time frames. This has already been hit. This kind of looks a bit like what I want Popcat to look like, whereas Popcat's just down here right now. I want to see that, yeah, and then the retest, but I want to see it hold the Q3. Meh. Again, doesn't look terrible, doesn't not look terrible, but then when you look at the daily, you're just a bit like, ah, yeah, that looks a bit tired. I think if you do see that, you're quite confidently able to take this up to here, but then there's just not that much hope for something like this. Potentially penanting. A lot of these shitcoins look like they're doing like a sideways pennant. The shitties. So Floki looks quite good, and I can't remember what else I said. There was one other thing that looks semi-decent. Other than that, I've just got some order set on my other stuff, and maybe even Sundog looks quite good, just because we've got a nice bit of confluence coming down over there. This looks like it's going to grind down a little bit into the 86. That's also bull diving though. So yeah, that's about it for today. I think I am going to love you guys and leave you. Yeah, I'm not going to do a Pro 6 post today, but The one thing that I would say probably looks the best is because there's two different options on Floki, and the first one is because we have the bearish retest there and a new low, it looks like it wants to pull back. So potentially something like this just on the hourly. So I'll just show you like that. I mean, we didn't get up to the 786, but we did get into the combination band around the 618, and we are failing the weekly open in June. So if this was to fail March, bang, you could potentially short that or a 786, 886 pocket down into the Q3 where you could long this for a larger uh, impulse up. I think that looks quite nice. And yeah, we definitely have a fair value gap there as well, so decent amount of confidence that that could be a nice bouncy zone. Other than that, I've still got my stuff set on like Chill Guy, Moodeng in the pockets. I am in Popcat, I'm in Goat, I'm in Pepe. I'm obviously in Farcoin and Hype. And yeah, I'm waiting for Sui, I'm waiting for ETH. AVAX and Doge need to come lower. And yeah, that's about it. I will catch you guys later. Got a Floki bot trade going already. Nice. Are you in short? Or are you in a long? But again, like if you're pretty confident in the 786 to 886, or you don't want a long just yet, you can try and get something on the 886 if we do drop down a little bit lower, and then just have your stop below the lows. If something like that, yeah, 1.52%, fine. I mean, you're looking at a few orders set around the 886 around the low on some of this shit, and then a 2% stop below the low. And if you go on 3 or 4x, I mean, you're just looking at a very unrisky trade with a decent setup on quite a lot of this stuff. But yeah, I do understand that if maybe you don't want to long too fast, too quick here, because Bitcoin might slide a little bit lower. But then again, it might just turn out exactly like Pepe. Pepe did this move on the weekend. I got in this trade on the weekend, so yeah, I'm already like TP'd some here, and hopefully we can bounce off this July Q3 now and gain the weekly open. It'll be looking super good. I hope exactly that happens on Popcat actually, but yeah, it's looking a little bit more ragged at the moment. It's long. Can you please look at Bonk? Yeah, I did look at Bonk. I did look at Bonk, and I think that the plan for Bonk for me was to wait for a retrace. The reason I want to wait for a retrace is just because we have the daily combination band going up here. We're super overbought on the oscillator. We also have a nice big stupid pocket coming in around the Q3, which is I think untested. I think it's untested, and this lower band's gonna probably go straight here. So I think this has the potential to grind up a little bit more. Like if we go to the 4 hour, we might see a grind up into here, and then potentially get a failure and come back down and retest some levels. Obviously, it doesn't have to happen, but I wouldn't want to long this up here. You just wouldn't want to long this up here. It'd be really nice if we can grind up and make a new close above this high, and then yeah, obviously start seeing some failures and come getting really high conviction long down lower. But yeah, I wouldn't want to long this right now, and I also wouldn't want to short it right now either. But I would potentially be looking to short more than long, just because it just does look a little bit overcooked. Doesn't I'm not saying short it now, but potentially this is going to grind up a little bit higher and then see a retrace. I'm pretty sure I had some orders set. Where did I have my orders set? So, it might have been. It might have been in here. Yeah, because I'm pretty sure I did something like this. Low, high, 786, Q3, yeah, orders. And then it just kind of just went. It left without me, bros. Yeah, I think it was literally just this on the 4 hour. Like I've done with all, like most of the other coins, in which Goat and Pepe and Popcat have hit. So hopefully they can just do exactly what Bonk did. I'm looking for a short. Okay, yeah, nice. He's in a long on Floki from yesterday. Probably from the low. I'd be taking profit on that soon. I mean, you have already hit the hourly combination band with W reversal and starting to fail the weekly open in June. If you come back up here and don't get above these now, I would be looking to at least de-risk or cut this trade. You also do have a Stuber, just because it's made a new low all the way up at the highs. But I mean, actually, it's a bot trade, so just leave it. What am I talking about? Yeah, I want to see that coming to test Q3, which actually has kind of been tested here. And then, yeah, you're looking for a short on Bonk, which I might be interested in getting exposed to a short because I am quite heavily net long at the moment, which is kind of scary. I mean, let's just let's just look at this again quickly. It just potentially is looking definitely very dangerous in this area. I wish I could see like order book. Let's actually have a look at the liquidations here. Not that much. You've got some high leverage around the weekly open. That's just been taken on the edge of the combination band. We do have some hidden bull div on the 4 hour, which could mean another pop up. But I think this looks pretty cooked, bro. The thing is that, like, yes, we have had a 4 hour breakdown, but we've also had a 4 hour close above there now. So if you're looking to like ladder or long this, you're kind of longing into a potential like lig spike up, and then I don't know. It's potentially risky. Although just everything screams pullback. Let me see the range on this. Yeah, look at that. That's a 5, 6, 7% range as well. Eh. Wait for 4 hour breakdown. Yeah. It's the most surefire way, so it's just like you might get that, and then hopefully you just get like a little fucking breakdown, and then you can like short the retest. Because like if you're just trying to short up here, you're just running the risk of it going like that and then failing. I would love to see the order book on this, to be honest. how many people are longing up here, how many people are shorting up here. Because I feel like everyone, as soon as it did this little pullback, might be longing this. So we can just burn them. Especially if it does one more pop, like just get that fucking short in. Just. But yeah, anyway, we've actually looked at this for a while now. So yeah, let me stop my recording. 1 hour 5.